Now, what a weekend everybody has had. From Paul Heyman turning on Roman and CM Punk to align with Seth Rollins, from we all knowing that Tiffany was going to beat Charlotte, from Jey Uso beating Gunther and that getting backlash, from EO winning the triple threat match, the scumbag Logan Paul winning his match. But more importantly, let's talk about the John Cena and Cody Rhodes situation. Now, I know I didn't address a lot of the other matches and stuff like that. The Dominic Mysterio thing, congratulations to Dominic. And I told y'all that was going to happen. I always knew it. He got the biggest pop out of any babyface that I know right now. And I already knew that the Seth Rollins thing was going to happen. But I didn't know it was going to happen in the fashion that it did. So, yeah. You can go back to my video and watch because I did say that. So, congratulations to both of those guys. And, yeah. We'll see where it goes tonight. But more to the topic at hand. Let's talk about the John Cena versus Cody Rhodes match and what happened at the end of it all. Well, specifically from the beginning to the end, but yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. So, John Cena came into this with the whole John Cena versus the fans thing. And we all know The Rock orchestrated this whole heel turn, selling your soul thing with John Cena. But, to that same extent, you know, there are people who were bitching, moaning, whining, and complaining about how this WrestleMania didn't fit their needs and how, you know what I'm saying, just everything wasn't everything. And rightfully so. I think the lead up to everything was completely arbitrary. Like, there was so much random stuff happening, and just The Rock did not show up, and he orchestrated the whole heel turn. So it's kind of like I can understand through fan mind why this WrestleMania would probably be the worst of them. But let me give you something on the business side of things, because the business side of things makes all of this seem like it's a genius move by Triple H, the writers, and John Cena. And we will get into that. But first, let's talk about the match. So this triple threat match, the triple threat match and John Cena versus Cody Rhodes were the two anticipated matches for WrestleMania. They had the biggest stories. They had the biggest lead-ups. They had everything. All eyes were on these guys. Millions are watching. 62,000 in attendance. Me watching with my cousins and stuff like that. It was just wild. And it's just, me and my cousins could not wait to see this match because John Cena is my GOAT. They're all my cousins' GOATs. Like, John Cena is our childhood. And we would more than love to see John Cena win number 17. And John Cena did that in such weird and random fashion. In the beginning of this match, it was just sloppy. It wasn't really wrestling like that. It was just a whole, I can't even find the words for it. It's more just say, not what a WrestleMania match is. And it's like John Cena, this is not the same John Cena that fought Austin Theory at WrestleMania 2 years ago. And this is not the John Cena that beat JBL or beat the Big Show. None of that. This is a whole different John Cena. Turned heel, doesn't care about catering to the fans, and just doesn't care about anything except for winning the championship. But let's get into more of the fan mind type of things. See, fan mind has already been just deciphering who should win. Now, small minority Cody, major minority John Cena, considering the fact that one, they want to see him break the record, and two, WrestleMania is for real wrestling fans like myself to watch. It's not for the kids to watch. It's not for, well, kids, they do watch it, but it's not for the kids to watch or understand. It's not for people who just go for the faces to understand. It's more so towards the real wrestling fans and just knowing what we wanted and also knowing what was going to piss a lot of these wrestling critics off. Because as y'all all know, Triple H has went on this press run about the internet's not real life, and he wishes people were fans instead of just being critics and just talking about all the negatives and not talking about the positives, which I can completely agree. But at the same time, you are a business. People are going to critique. That's how your company gets better, and that's how open-minded you have to be to the business. But you are just not that way, because you want to see things where people are telling you that it's good, but they're not telling you when it's bad. These writers aren't telling you when it's bad or if it goes bad. They're just not having those conversations, and you're not open-minded to it. But back to the main event. Yeah, the match was pretty sloppy. I didn't really expect anything less, considering the fact that he wants to ruin wrestling, essentially. And I really can't be mad at him specifically, because he tried to make wrestling like better at the time. He wanted to be the best. He was indeed the best. That's why people wanted him to break the record instead of just anybody else doing it. And it was magical. It was magical because, and I'm glad that we saw real from fake. Because at the end of the day, let's all face it, Cody's reign was mediocre to the bone. Because if Cody Rhodes would have continued this title reign and retained, what would have happened? He would have got booed out of his right mind. Like, nobody is going ape shit for Cody Rhodes like Triple H is saying now. People were booing him to the bone and cheering John Cena. And I told you, this year is really going to show what real wrestling fans are going to want and just care for. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be real from fake. Cody Rhodes was just that one toy that WWE needed to replace John Cena and everything that he's done. Well, they failed miserably at that. And look where he is now. He's getting PTSD from when he was getting booed in AEW. Because at the end of the day, this business is not catering to fans. It's not trying to make people happy, trying to make friends. No. You want to be great. This is about greatness. This is about burying the fake. That is what this whole WrestleMania was about. Burying the fake. And certain people, they can't see that. Hence why it takes a while for people to fathom why the business side of this is not genius. And people are just not accepting that. I can understand through fan mind why you would think that this WrestleMania is the worst. But what did you expect when it came to John Cena wanting to do what he wanted to do and just Cody Rhodes getting the reaction that he gets and just being this toy? The point that I'm trying to grasp at is just John Cena wanted to ruin WrestleMania. He didn't want to put on the 5-star classic. He didn't want to do this and that. He didn't want to do, you know what I'm saying, cater to the fans like Big E said, or do any of this stuff. He wanted to ruin wrestling and WrestleMania in general. And he wanted us to start over. And guess what? That's exactly what he is doing. But at the same time, that's not used as an excuse to Triple H's horrible booking and just everything that he's been doing these past few months to kind of promote WrestleMania, because it's been horrible. But at the same time, I am still glad we saw through the smoke and mirrors, because Cody is nothing more than smoke and mirrors. And I feel like that's more so the problem with people. Y'all prioritize feelings over facts, but you don't prioritize facts over feelings. And that has overruled a lot of just opinions and just overall people's thinking about how the business should go. And that's just not how it should go. Like, y'all should use the facts and stuff like that. Hence why my videos have been doing the best, and they've been doing what they need to be doing to get out there more. See, all I've been giving y'all is the truth, and certain people don't like the truth. I'm not talking about my audience, but it's just some of y'all just don't like the truth. And like, but that doesn't make the truth any less true though, because at the end of the day, like, the truth will always override anybody's feelings. But what I can agree with the fans on is that I do feel like The Rock should have been there. I do feel like that we didn't need a Travis Scott there, a musician, a singer-songwriter who has no impact on the future or different types of endeavors that WWE's gonna have going forward. Like, he had no business being there. And I'm only assuming that The Rock gave the order. At the end of the day, this is bigger than a popularity contest. It's bigger than who you think's better. It's bigger than, you know what I'm saying, who you think should have, you know what I'm saying, been there and who shouldn't. This is about seeing through the smoke and mirrors, like I said. And at the end of the day, it's bigger than just what you think it is. Because at the end of the day, John Cena wants to ruin wrestling. This isn't about a 5-star classic. This isn't a Dave Meltzer rating show. At the end of the day, people want to see the truth. And WrestleMania displayed that in many ways. It wasn't the best main event. It wasn't the best performance at WrestleMania. But at the same time, I am glad that we are seeing through the fake.